Now to an ABC News exclusive, one-on-one with the former second-in-command at the National Rifle Association, now turning against the organization in an explosive new book and even embracing some gun control measures. ABC's Pierre Thomas is in Washington with more. Good morning, Pierre.
Eva, good morning. Today, a former top official at the NRA is calling out the lobbying giant, claiming fraud and moral corruption. And he's offering to cooperate with a New York State investigation that seeks to dissolve the organization as we know it.
The NRA has blood all over its hands.
Joshua Powell, the former number 2 in command at the NRA, knows he's committing sacrilege against the gun lobby, even embracing some popular gun control ideas, like universal background checks for all gun purchases.
The United States needs to have an association that represents not just the fringe right, but all 100 millions of gun owners in this country.
You realize that you will be called the Judas of the NRA.
100%. They will attack me in the press. They will call me Judas.
Powell is now in a war with the powerful gun lobby.
Gun owners across America should be horrified by what I saw inside of the NRA.
And recalls being in the room with other NRA leaders when the horrific Parkland High School massacre and other mass shootings happened.
There was a checklist that you guys would go through.
All I really thought about was that checklist. How many people were shot? What was the gun? If it's an AR-15, that's going to be a bigger problem.
And in his new book, Inside the NRA, Powell claims NRA leaders had little desire to offer solutions to the nation's gun violence.
Thank you very much.
And specifically targets perhaps the most influential and best-known lobbyist in Washington, NRA CEO Wayne LaPierre, the man who hired him.
The NRA is truly answering to the fringes of the Second Amendment rights folks that believe hell no to everything. If you pour gas on the fire and you tell people enough that the jackbooted thugs are coming and they're going to confiscate your guns, it's easy to raise money off of them.
And Powell is also accusing NRA leaders of decades worth of mismanagement and fraud.
It is an abomination. It's to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars in wastage.
He describes a house being rented by the NRA for $1.8 million and not being able to find out what for.
How's that even possible?
That is the $100,000 question.
And Powell claims Wayne LaPierre led a billionaire lifestyle, a PR firm representing the NRA buying LaPierre more than $200,000 worth of Zegna suits, and the NRA spending hundreds of thousands more to fly him on private jets. And at one point allegedly attempting to help LaPierre buy a $6.5 million house near Dallas, which ultimately didn't happen.
At the bare minimum, the optics were a nightmare, outside of the fact that it's not possibly within the rules of a not-for-profit.
He describes longtime vendors securing contracts with automatic renewals for services never competitively bid for or assessed for return on investment. NRA officials also working for companies doing business with the NRA without proper board oversight.
So it's possible crimes were committed, is what you're saying?
If fraud is a crime, that's correct.
But an investigation by the New York Attorney General accuses Powell and other NRA execs of the very alleged malfeasance he says he's trying to expose.
Your father was paid about $90,000. Your wife had work associated with the NRA as well. Is that a conflict of interest?
I really can't comment on litigation with the AG, as you know. I would say that for appearance's sake, maybe I'd have handled that differently.
According to the AG's lawsuit, Powell's salary nearly tripled to $800,000 less than 3 years into the job, despite complaints of abusive behavior, including 2 allegations of sexual harassment and evidence of illegal conduct and inappropriate spending, for which the NRA says he was ultimately fired. He denies all those allegations.
The allegations do make you seem like part of the problem.
I understand that, and I don't believe that's the case.
The NRA calls Powell's accusations pure fiction and says that before he was fired for allegedly misusing funds, he endorsed everything the NRA was doing. And the NRA claims that membership is strong and the organization is financially sound. But make no mistake, this is an all-out grudge match involving NRA insiders, and it's unheard of. Eva?
And I doubt that it is over quite yet. Inside the NRA is available tomorrow.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here. to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.